Let's try this again. Hello. I had the mic off. Welcome in, y'all. I'm so sorry that I am so late. It's one of those days. Like, I wasn't feeling my hair. I wasn't feeling, like, I'm feeling a little low energy. A little tired. But I know that once we start, I'm going to be revitalized and just excited all over again. So I know that the energy is going to come. But again, I do want to apologize for being late because I respect y'all's time and I love y'all so dearly. And I thank you for taking the time to join me on Thursday nights to talk about this amazing series. Like, I freaking adore y'all so much. Has everybody started to drop in to the chat what they think about the episode, how do they feel, all of that jazz. Yeah, let's see who's in here. Let's get started. Official Deeks, hey boo. Nia Love, hey. Tamara, hey. Come on, members. The members are showing out in the chat tonight. Tamara's in here. Keish is in here. OG Keish. How are you, boo? Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Tink Loves Music. Hey, Tari. Tari, it's your first time watching? I'm so glad you were able to catch us live. Yes. I'm so excited. We really just have some real, like, sit around the table, sit at the homie house, like a full-on kickback, and just converse about the show. Share what, hits us the most, like what things we love the most. We don't really say what we don't actually like, aside for like, because there's nothing about the show that's actually bad, but like certain villainous, storylines or something like that we might speak to. But it's really a great time. These lives are amazing. Zaire, hi, how are you? Great review. Haven't actually watched the season so far, but your dialogue and perspective, your vibes, content is unmatched. Oh, thank you so much. Seems like a really dope episode. Honestly, I feel like, well, thank you, Keish, because I do not feel beautiful tonight. And that was part of the thing that was slowing me down. I'm like, um, today's episode is great, right? Like, we already know Bel Air is going to be brilliant at this point. We're 8 episodes in. Of course, it's going to be brilliant. It hit me, and I have rewatched it now 3 times, and every single time that I've watched it, I have cried. So, yeah, it is really just that good. Vanessa, hey. Naya, hey. Zai, Ultima, hey. Hey, Shari. We need the tea on Will's dad ASAP. We need the tea on Mr. Lou. Mr. Lou, child. All I know is I want somebody to play Mr. Lou, and if they don't give me that, I mean, I still love Bel Air and all, and I'm gonna go through withdrawals, but I'm gonna need Will Smith to play Mr. Lou. Like, I just feel like it's only right. Like, at this point, we're steadily going up. We just gonna have to keep elevating, and the way that we do that is if Mr. Will Smith comes in and be Lou. Hey, Queen Fab. You gonna double dutch your way through? Okay, you haven't watched the episode yet. It's a good one. It's a good one. And I think my like sister drama is probably why I was just so emotional. The dialogue this episode was just truly, woo, some real stuff going down. What else do y'all think? Anybody watch the episode, or y'all like trying to watch it and talk to me at the same time? Sorry, I'm hoping that Will Smith will play Will's dad. I'm praying, because they've been so tight-lipped about the cast. Like, they've only released certain people. Also coming up, we still have to see Karrueche. She's gonna be in some role. Don't know who she's gonna be. I have a feeling she's gonna be like some type of politician aide or something. Like, they're probably gonna lean into her sexiness. So Karrueche still hasn't come up yet, but they announced her. And I think that Will be someone who they would keep very, very tight to the chest. And Will doesn't meet his father until the season finale. So it's still a very good possibility. And a lot of y'all are like, yo, we think that he's in jail. Maybe. Like, I could totally see just an iconic Will Smith, all gritty and unshaven and just little extra weight on him with some deep bass in his voice coming to talk to little young Wills. I would love that. Love it down, okay? Yes, that has to happen. Geoffrey is absolutely my fave. Really, Tamara? I want to see more on Geoffrey. Like, they keep giving us little spoon feedings. Like, a little bit of Geoffrey here, a little bit of Geoffrey there. I was, like, surprised that the whole Geoffrey and Phillip thing happened in this episode, but I knew it. Like, I knew that Phillip was on that bullshit. I knew it, y'all. And I knew that Geoffrey was not playing with him. He could be a homeboy all day, but he's one of them homeboys that's going to keep you honest and keep you real. Like, nah. Let me close that all the way, y'all. Like, nah. Money? You pay... What? Huh? Sir, you really thought. Zara asked, what do you think is the reason they're keeping Lou from Will? Honestly, I'm going to have to go into that in like a video where I can theorize it, because I haven't thought a ton about it, but I feel like it has something to do with with Phillip getting his leg up in the legal politics game. So I could totally see him benefiting from, if Lou was in jail, him benefiting from putting him away, or maybe cutting a deal for him to go away if he's not in jail. I don't know. I would have to really think about it and go back and rewatch and really start to like mind map it out. Sorry, the episode streams, well, Peacock be lying. It's supposed to start at 2:01 Pacific Standard Time. And if you follow me on social media at ericavane.com, I show y'all when I start the episode on Instagram stories, and I was stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning, and that episode was not available, and I stayed up until 2:35 in the morning, and it was still not available. So I took my behind to sleep, then got back up at 6 a.m. and watched it. But yes, the episode is supposed to drop at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. All new episodes. Hey, Kofi. Welcome in. You believe that Will is Will's dad? That would be epic TV. It really would. It really would. It would break the internet, I think. And I honestly believe that Janet Hubert is going to come in season 2 and play Viv's mom. Like, I could totally see that happening. Did I catch that Geoffrey, I don't know why every time I see it with a G, I be wanting to say it like Game of Thrones Geoffrey. That Geoffrey mentioned his son. Yes, that's the only thing that had me like, okay, Geoffrey. For the most part, you got the moral high ground, except for the fact of you got a son out here that you're not taking care of. You got a son out here that you removed from. Or maybe he has like a son that is in Jamaica and he couldn't bring with him to the U.S. or something because he beefing with the mama or something like that. Naya says, I'm gonna wait for Lou to tell me what happened to him. I need it straight from the source. While all these adults are trying to run interference, I ain't with it. Period. Exactly. Tari says, I love the way they have Hilary, not bougie. Child, she was leaning a little bit into her elitism bag last week, but she saved it this time. She saved it this episode. Brenda says we are not getting enough of Jazz and Will, and no Will and Ashley. Yeah, we might be getting more of that in season 2, honestly, because we so while we're not getting like a lot of Geoffrey, a lot of Ashley, like you said, a lot of Jazz, we still are getting a lot in every episode. So I'm almost like, they need to go ahead and feature film these episodes me now. Like, we can go ahead and do 2-hour episodes since we already breaking, the traditional norms for reboots. Like, y'all completely threw the whole reboot whackness out the window and was like, we're going to show y'all how to really do reboots. Why don't y'all show these people how to really make films on TV? Because it's basically like a movie every single week. We just need an extra hour so we can get some more stuff in. I'm not opposed. Shanoa, hey, boo. You said, I love how Geoffrey was ready to dip immediately out. Like, don't even worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. Literally. I love that for him. You know that. Can you stop shaking my lights, please? You know that Phil was doing the most when Geoffrey ain't rocking with the plans. Period. If Geoffrey ain't with it, Phil, you should have reconsidered and pulled up. Okay. You also like how they incorporate HBCUs. Yes. Tink loves music. Say that. The trauma runs so deep for strong women in Black families. It really does. It really does. Keisha was proud of Carlton. Phil pulled a "you work for me" card real quick. Like, okay, I don't have to work for you. I don't have to. Tamara says, I agree, Erica. I think Phil paid Lou's debts as a way to have him be removed from Will's life. Okay. I mean, but that's easy to come back from because Lou could have came back at any point in time. Like, he's had 17 years now to do so. Like, it's one thing to leave for like 4 years after Phillip pays your debts and it's all done and y'all ain't had no talk or whatever. But there's nothing that actually keeping him from finding his son if he wanted to. So while I could see that Will would be mad at them, that to me seems like he would be able to get over it. So hopefully it's something that mild. Something about it screams that it's something catastrophic to me though. Katie, welcome in. You just finished the episode. How did you like it? Sounds like Geoffrey wasn't allowed in his son's life. Okay. Lou may be the one to destroy Philip's campaign. At this point, who gives a damn about this campaign? Because I sure don't. Especially if Will Smith wins an Oscar for his appearance on the in King Richard and then get an Emmy for this. That would be fire. Zaya says, I actually like Carlton this episode. I don't hate him anymore. I don't hate him, but I'm still watching him because he still has very much so hater energy. Like, he's not taking enough accountability for me. Like, he's like, oh, because you came, I started to spiral. Let's speak on how trash you were before he got there and how you were, I guess, barely surviving. You needed to ask for help then. You still need to ask for help. You need a damn therapist because you're snorting Xanax like it's going out of style. Like, Will is literally not your problem. And to me, he just confirmed in this episode that he wasn't paying Lisa no mind until Will was. So, But I do like the part that he played in getting Vivian to realize, like, sis, you need to go ahead and extend the olive branch because you on the wrong side of history with this one. Naya says, I think season 1 lays the groundwork for a lot more stories. I'ma just wait for it. I trust the direction of the show. That part. We trust the direction of this show. They are not trying to steer us wrong, people. I am completely here for it. I 100% trust them. Naya says, sorry to that campaign. No one cares. Marva, hey boo, welcome in. I love the way that Hilary dresses. Yes. Queen Fab says, the more I think about it, Janet Hubert may come in as Phil's mom, who has a bad relationship with Viv. Plus, I don't remember Viv's mom being on the sitcom. Either way, like, I feel like she could come in as one of their parents. People were just so up in arms, and it's just like, all right, we get it. Y'all mad about something today, but relax. When they announced that the second Aunt Viv and the original Aunt Vi was going to be in the show, everybody's like, that needs to be Janet Hubert's role. It's like, they've already been greenlit for 2 seasons. Y'all watch Will make up with this woman, be accountable to this woman, and, you know, speak on all of the trauma and drama that they had, right? I doubt that he's like avoiding putting her in the show if he has the opportunity to. And these women are getting very small roles. Like I could totally see Janet coming in and being a force. So like relax. And like Naya said, trust the direction of the show. People just want to be mad all the time these days. And it's just like, I can't. Do y'all want to do y'all want to come on camera today and talk? Last night we did it in the live went so long, but it was such a good live. So do y'all want to come on camera and also say how you feel about the episode? I'm gonna read a couple more of these comments, and then we're gonna get into the full breakdown of the show. The debate is going to be a hot mess. Hopefully Phillip knows what the hell he's doing, because he came up with this brilliant, non-brilliant plan. So hopefully he can get it together. Tick says, what was the reason? Carlton basically admitted he's a high-key hater, which he could have just said, because we knew that. I have been calling you a hater from the very first episode. I saw it on you. Like, I probably smelled it through the screen. Like, we already know that you just wish you was Will Smith. It's fine. Brenda says, my theory is something will be revealed and Phillip was losing the debate and have to back out. If Phillip loses this debate and has to back out of this campaign, season 2, we're getting a depressed menace. Just so y'all know, we're getting a depressed menace. And I hate that for Vivian. I really do. Kofi says, I'm inclined to think that Geoffrey will confront Phil in episode 10, and maybe that will be the catalyst for Phil to reevaluate his priorities. Also, what's the truth about Will's father? Kofi, he's actually going to confront him next episode. So on the channel, I have the episode 9 and 10 synopsis. And in the episode 9 synopsis, it talks about how Phillip and Geoffrey are not seeing eye to eye. Tink says, I think on Vi and Viv was reflecting how he treated Will, but he still didn't really sit with it. It seemed more of a full stop instead of wanting growth in his relationship with Will. Listen, Tink, go ahead and say that. Literally. He was using before Will came. He's a spoiled brat. Yes. Viv and Vi's mom passed. Oh yeah, they said that in this episode. So it could be Phillip's mom. Y'all are right. My bad. When Will said, so basically you're a hater. It's the truth in the comedy for me, which a charming and charismatic person will know how to use. He said what needed to be said. Sir. This episode was so good, y'all. Hey, Lawrence, welcome in. Yes, Carlton is a spoiled brat. He was a brat on the other TV show. Facts. All right, y'all. Before we get in to the nitty gritty and really start to talk about it, because I want to talk about these things in spaces. I want to talk about Viv and Vi specifically. I want to talk about what we learned in this one scene with Phillip and Vivian. With Phillip and Vivian in that art room. Child, that gives us more understanding of where their story is as a couple. I want to talk about Will and Lisa, because y'all still in my mentions and in my comments telling me stuff that I do not care about, because you're not going to convince me to think that Will and Lisa are wrong. The mission is futile. Abort. I really want to break it down and talk about things specifically, but before I do, happy birthday to you. Okay, I'm not going to completely sing because I can't sing, but happy birthday, Melissa. I love you so very much. The community loves you so very much, and I'm so grateful that you have found me online and have been able to join this community. You are such a sweet, loving, kind, intellectual, beautiful, thoughtful, intentional person. And I want to make sure that we take a second to celebrate you and wish you a happy, amazing, love-filled, light-filled birthday. amazing year, another phenomenal year around the sun. Many, many more to come. Happy birthday, boo. All right, I just want to take a second and give an amazing, super supportive, loving shout out to Melissa, whose birthday was yesterday. She has been an OG in this community. She's a member on this channel, and she's just so very dope. So I wanted to take a second and just spotlight her. But let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. Top of the episode. Phillip and top of the episode. They picking up VIV from the Clearport. They've flown her in on this private jet, child. She's getting all types of the VIP treatment, and you can literally see the tension and how awkward they are when Vivian and Vi come together to try to hug. It's all weird, like they ain't never hugged each other before, and it's like, okay, y'all done set it off to begin with. Y'all done set it off. All right, cool. From there, we go to Phillip and Carlton on the golf course. And part of Carlton's punishment is that he has to caddy for Phillip as he tries to, not coerce, that's a horrible word to use, while he tries to convince Assemblyman Hernandez to back him and support him in his campaign. Now that Fred is in the race, he's trying to shore up additional support. And while they're doing this, Carlton, I don't know, part of it is you want to understand Carlton, you want to feel bad for Carlton, but then he's also so damn smug. He's just like, why can't we use the golf cart? And I don't understand why Will isn't getting punished. And I don't understand. And y'all, his whole personality is unlikable. But I love that, I love that he had a moment where Phil actually told him what he did to get this whole, house party thing thrown out and make sure nothing was on his record. And then we get a moment, even though he doesn't actually articulate it, we get a moment where he registers oh, he did something for me similar to how he did something for Will. And I'm like, exactly, little troll boy. He would have never not did it for you. So why are you running around here trying to blackmail people because he did it for Will? You're exhausting, Carlton. You're exhausting. Now, again, he does progress as this episode goes on, y'all, but he is utterly exhausting. Starting off, how do y'all feel about Phillip and his campaign and just looking at his campaign efforts? Do y'all think that he's actually going to win, or he actually has a chance? Because I don't know, they throwing more money up into this. He is shucking and jiving and listening to this this assembly member tell him, your daughter's putting up thirst traps, your wife is laying out people getting banned from this, your son is throwing parties. And I'm like, and? I would have been like, and? What your Latina daughter doing? What your son, who might be machismo, you don't know, what he doing? What your wife doing? A lot of these little rich people be having problems. Your wife is probably stealing from Saks just for the thrill of it. So, what you saying? Phillip ain't have enough. Where is Phillip? Oh, he's from the country. He's not from Philly. He's from Alabama or North Carolina or something very rural. Because he wasn't having enough energy for me. I know he's trying to get this man on his side, but also, it's what you saying, assembly member. What are you saying? My daughter is popping per her Instagram. My wife was right because his wife is racist. And he also cheated on my wife's best friend with his current racist wife. And my son is a teenager who threw a party in my house. How did the cops even get onto my property? Because I sit on acres. I sit behind a gate. How did y'all even get here? Mind your business is what it seems like to me. Nia Love says it. I feel like he can win if he stops trying to be perfect. That part. Go ahead and release it, Phil, because clearly you is not perfect. So you sitting up here trying to be, it ain't working out too well for you, honey. It really ain't. He will win the election by way of losing his family. Ooh, but is it worth it? I could totally see that, Keish. I could totally see that. Phillip's campaign is trash if he decides to throw his family's identity under the bus. Y'all better say that. Uncle Phil lost huge points this episode, and he's still in the doghouse from the last episode, says Stacy. He ain't doing no better. He ain't digging himself out these holes at all. At all. Tink says, I have a feeling Phil will play dirty, and that will open up a can of worms. It's going to get nasty. So he going to win, but he going to win not actually straight up. Lord. Kofi says, Carlton was surprisingly the voice of reason, giving advice to his mom and also speaking his piece about Will and Lisa. Just me, I couldn't date a family member X, just my opinion. Kofi, are you going to release us from the shackles of trying to express that? I know that's how you feel. You'll place that in comments. I get it. Where we're at right now, we are talking about the top of the episode when Carlton is throwing a fit on this golf course and being very, very entitled. Throughout the course of the episode, he goes on a journey and he's watching certain things play out, which he can see himself in both Vi and Vivian, as in reference to his relationship with Will and himself. But it takes him a minute to get there, and on this golf course, he's not there. And when it comes to the whole Will and Lisa thing, I understand y'all couldn't date a family member's ex. Okay. Like, I don't know what people want me to say after that point. Because I'm really not changing my opinion about it. Uncle Phil was annoying me this episode. Queen Fab says, I'm thinking Phil will lose and be walking around the house in sweats, eating Cheetos all day, working Viv's nerve. He gonna lose his wife if he do that. Because he already on her dang on nerves. Shanoa says, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on if they're going to let Phil win this election. Joseph, hey Joseph, welcome in, says Uncle Phil might lose, but later become a judge. So that's how he becomes a judge? I was thinking that maybe he was a judge beforehand. Like, he's a judge now. I thought. Naya says, I hope it's all worth it because he is steady sacrificing his family just for the sake of this damn campaign. Like, sir, I hope you lose honestly because I don't care, Phil. Phillip is giving villain tease, and it's annoying. Literally, he is the undercover villain. Whole time I came into this thinking that Carlton was the villain, and low key, it's your daddy. It's your daddy. Zai says Uncle Phil needs to get out. If he wants his wife, family, he'll choose them over that campaign. And it's so interesting because I know the men's is going to be in my daggone comments talking about if he got to make a choice, that's not fair to him. We also need to remember that everybody else has been making sacrifice for years up until now. Vivian has been making sacrifices for 15 years up until now for him to get into this place. At what point do you arrive at a certain level within your career after your family has invested decades into the pushing of your goals that it, one, becomes somebody else's turn, and two, you stop having to make the same levels of sacrifices? Like, if all of your goals are tied to you constantly having to sacrifice your family and not see us and prioritize money and build up this weird skewed idea of power and influence, then maybe you need to get some new goals, sir. Because it's giving your life will never be fulfilling. He keeps playing around and his wife might slip over to Art Bay's side real quick. Ooh. Ciao. We see what lengths Phil goes to. I don't think his ego will let him lose. I'm high-key disgusted with him right now. Jeez, disgusted? Zai says people act like they were close cousins or something. They barely seen each other. Ain't no loyalty there. Stop with all these fake men codes. We're going to have to save a section for it later on in the episode. I mean, later on in the video for y'all to discuss the Will and Lisa thing. Because I already just said my damn piece about it. And honestly, it's exhausting trying to continue to keep saying the same point. I really wish that we got more clarity or like the specific timeline, because if it comes out that they dated in middle school, I'm gonna be sitting here looking at all of y'all with these damn bro code this and men code that and family code this, I'm gonna be looking at y'all like this. Middle school. Middle motherfucking school. I'm just saying. But we'll save a section. I'm going to set up my IG so that y'all can call in. Call in. And y'all can chat about that and speak y'all's piece, because I don't really have anything else to say. And y'all's good sis is again tired, okay? Can't be having the same conversation over and over and over again. He's a top attorney in the city. Uncle Phil has criminal tendencies. Child. Do we? I mean, he definitely wants to get what he wants to get. It's very interesting to me how Vietnam he is about Will not finding out about his father. But let's continue on. So he has the moment with Assembly Member Hernandez, who wants to be shady because he think he cute and can try to belittle this black man on the basis of his family and how his family is falling short, is not perfect. It's also very interesting to me how we continue to perpetuate the idea that when it's black people, we got to be magical Negroes and or perfect. However, any of his white counterparts or people that are running against him probably have all types of messy ass families. Got daughters on coke, doing porn, got sons probably coercing prostitutes in Tijuana. Like, I think you need to think before you speak again, Assembly Member Hernandez. But from there, we go back to the house where everybody's sitting around talking, and we get the first real, like, rare moment between Vivian and Vi, and it comes up about their mom and how Vi had to stay and actually take care of her, nurse her, and everything up until she passed, and Vivian wanted to pay for it. What are y'all's thoughts around that? Because I know, let me turn this down because it sounds like I'm screaming. I know that there's going to be plenty of people like, well, she definitely did her part. If she couldn't be there, then at least she gave money. How do we feel? How do we feel about Vivian's perspective on their mom and her mom's care, and then their Vi's perspective? How y'all feel about it? Let me know in this chat. Also, if y'all want to go live with me, I'm going to start this whole little thing over here on Instagram while y'all are putting y'all's thoughts in the comments. I don't want to schedule a live. Okay. Drop y'all's thoughts. I'm trying to get this little live set up. So drop y'all's thoughts in the chat for me. What are we thinking about how Vivian and Vi both approached their mom's passing and her care leading up to her passing? All right, y'all. Oh, y'all got a lot to say. Vi said it. Money pays bills, but doesn't nurture. Yes. Joseph says, politics is the dirtiest game of all, and anything can be spun all kinds of ways. Um, Melissa, when you come in, go back and like scan through the first part and then come into the live part. Because I don't want you to miss this part. That was for you. Um, it was Zai says it's what my mom and uncle went through with their father. She had to take care of him all by herself, and he just wanted to send money. After your money, unc, time and help would be better. That's so real. But everyone has a role. You do what you can. So I see both sides. Ooh, okay. Okay. Keisha's, I know Vi wanted Viv to be there, but Viv was taking care of her family. Her sending help to help Vi was a good thing. My mom took care of my grandmother's till she passed, and I was her help. So I feel like part of it is also, hold on, let me finish, because child, clearly I can't multitask. Okay, so I think we are set up for, if you want to, if you're in the YouTube right now and you would like to come on screen and talk about this particular point, then come over to Instagram at ericavane.com and request me, and I'll add you to the live, and you can come on camera and speak in this YouTube and on live on IG. But I think, Keish, to that point, I get it, but I think what's interesting about the whole thing is that Vivian took the same approach that Phillip did. So now it's like, girl, you can't really be mad about how he approached you and the things that mattered most to you, because you allow him to impact you and do that same thing. And I think it's one thing to send money, but like, were you calling your sister? Were you checking in to see how she actually was? Or were you just paying the medical bills? Were you just paying for your mom's rent? Like, what about little things to like send food to your sister's job, because you know that she is there with your mother. She works her job, and then she's there with your mother throughout the rest of the night or whatever. Like, what about random little things to help nurture your sister and support your sister, and really gives her the understanding that you understand how hard this job is that she's taking on, and that you don't take it lightly that she is able to do that. I think that part of it was also missing. So I understand 100% how Vivian feels, how Vi feels, because when you are the one who is left in charge and has to make the biggest sacrifices, but then nobody is thinking about trying to take care of you, it's just like, what the so I matter enough to be able to do this thing, but I don't matter enough for you to check and see if my mental is okay, my emotion is okay. Like, I'm still raising his son on my own. We got this big secret with his dad. Like, all of this stuff is going on, and it really feels like Vivian has been very hands off with Vi. Meanwhile, Vi, as Vivian was coming up until she got with Phillip, and maybe even at the beginning of when they got together, because they mentioned about how they struggled and she was still helping them as a couple. Up until that point, Vi was very hands-on with you. She was sewing into you. She was giving to you. She was sacrificing for you. And then the moment you didn't need her anymore, and to me, I think that's the biggest part, the most hurtful part. It's one thing to use your money for good and like to play your part, but then also like, let's be intentional with it. If we're gonna wield money and not use it as a guide, because I think a lot of people look at money as a guide. If we're going to utilize money for the resource and the tool that it is, then we need to wield it with intention and not just throw it and hope that it patches the situation without you actually strategically coordinating things to do so. Does that make sense? Let me know, y'all, because I'm a little delirious. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, Rider Day, it was amazing. The episode was utterly amazing. Let me get through. I have somebody waiting. Jennifer. Okay, give me 1 second, Jennifer. I'm going to bring you in. I want to get through some of these chat comments really quick. Brenda says, I see both sides of this because medical expenses are expensive to money was definitely as well as a consistent caregiver. Queen Fab says, although I didn't watch the episode, I understand the tension between the sisters. I personally experienced that. Let's just say I'm Viv. Ooh, you the little sister with entitlement? Shanoa says, Viv just wanted to pay for her mom's care. Definitely gives detached, but that might have been the only way that she could process it. Everyone can't handle being a caretaker to the end like that. Right. But then again, I'm saying, what does that look like of you supporting your big sister? Because it's giving you didn't even call her. It's giving you ain't even checking on her. Like, what about Vi and her feelings as she's going through that? Like, if you're not capable of doing it, then at least give gratitude and space and attention to the person who is strong enough to try to do it for the both of y'all, right? Tamara says, Vivian is the baby and she has entitlement issues. She probably thought she was doing a good thing by helping financially, and I understand my brother throws money at problems too, but that doesn't fix it. And it's funny because I think that Vivian is sitting with herself now after having a conversation with Phillip about how money didn't just fix it. It just created a space for her to walk away from a great part of herself that now she can actually register what Vi is saying. Because even with the Phillip situation, and let me just say this, I want to bring you on, Jennifer. I'm not forgetting you. But even with the Phillip situation, it's not a problem to like throw money at it. But again, I'm going back to using your money intentionally. Phillip, don't just retire your wife and tell her she'll never have to do the one thing that makes her the most happy. Pay for nannies. Pay if she's in a creative rut. Pay for an art teacher or art connoisseur. I don't know what the terms are specifically within the painting world. Whatever, with like a wine sommelier is like a master wine person. Find the art sommelier, bring his ass up in here, and let's help her get back into the swing of things. Let's build out whatever we need to have. If we need to have this little daycare side and then the little art side so that she can have like see the kids as she's also doing her thing, and like be very intentional with how you using this money. Like, that's what it's about. Don't just tell me go ahead and give up on all your dreams and your talent because you don't have to worry about eating or where to sleep anymore, because there's still so much more to that. Oh y'all, I'm starting to feel it now. We about to have a real conversation up in here. Tink says, I'm the type that can't mentally take seeing my loved one sick. I have to step away because my anxiety is not good for the person who is going through it. Okay. Stacy says, I can relate to in that scene. When my mom was sick and my older brother lived at home and took care of her. We are the babies. My older siblings who I felt should have stepped up didn't. Oh, all right. Lauren says, I can guarantee Will Smith won't show up as Lou Dad. Nia Love says, I feel that being responsible and strong one is the worst at times. It is the absolute worst. It is the absolute worst. I have arrived in my 30s and I'm just like, who's helping me? Somebody come help me. I've spent way too long like, no, I don't need the help. No, I got it. No, I'll figure it out. Literally, my family knows me as Erica's gonna figure it out. Erica's done. Erica's done figuring it out. Help me. Help me. I can see that my mom was the only one out of her siblings to do the work while raising children. Yeah. Samir says, yep, you hit that on the head. Queen Fab says, Lil sis, yes, entitled, no. I tried to bring my mom to GA to live with me. Trust the rabbit hole goes deep. Ooh. Okay, I'm sorry. Melissa's in the chat, y'all. So give SMLO some more birthday wishes because she is in the live. Welcome in, girl. Shanoa says, I agree. I feel like Viv dropped the ball in that situation, especially since Vi talked about how much she gave to her when she was starting her art career. Yes. Yes. Okay, let me go ahead and patch Miss Jennifer in. Y'all keep the conversation going in the chat, but I'm going to bring Jennifer on. Hold on 1 second. Let me get it synced up over here. Oh, come on. I love this color.
Thank you.
This color is giving. Okay, hold on, child. It's a little delay with my computer, honey. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
Child, I'm a little tired, but I'm excited for this conversation.
Hey, I understand. I'm Tink Love Music
Oh,
yeah, yes, on YouTube.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you about to come with it. All right, I'm transitioning. You
Okay.
are on the the page. Hey y'all, this is Tank Loves Music, Jennifer. So, what do you want to add to the conversation? What do you want to drop off? Because you always got nuggets, honey. You got great gems and nuggets at all times.
Listen, I agree with you about supporting those that do help with those that are sick. I can give an example. Like I had an aunt to pass away last year from pancreatic cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and her daughter lived with her, took care of her. But I just couldn't take seeing my aunt sick like that because I'm used to her being up. She was one of my aunts that would go walking every morning. Her and my mom had their own little route that they would go walking on. So for me, that was hard for me to see. And I didn't want to bring that energy, saying around her because at the time I wanted her to fight. But whenever my cousins need anything, I'm like, if y'all need anything ever, let me know. I'll just call y'all good. I when we had the funeral, I was the one that was taking my cousin everywhere to get things done. So I think it's very important that we support those that can handle taking care of sick people. So I respect Aunt Vi in that situation, and I think Viv could have stepped up more when it came to that. Especially like she said, if they're sewing into her, making sure she have all her art supplies and everything, and you're not there.
Yeah.
You gotta learn balance.
And she's like, well, we wanted to hire a caretaker for mom. Okay, no, we don't want nobody taking care of mom. But you could have hired somebody to do her laundry. You could have hired somebody
Hmm.
her assistant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you could literally, I'm not trying to say money is like bad or anything, but like we just think that, oh, money's appearance is what's going to save everything. It's
It
like,
doesn't
no,
solve.
you have to
Mm-mm.
utilize it intentionally. Don't just
Right.
you paying these hospital bills and X, Y, and Z is doing enough because she is doing
Hmm.
labor, the emotional labor, the physical labor of this day in and day out, and she's doing it alone. And again, I think maybe I resonate a lot with Vibe because can y'all hear us? I think y'all can now. I hope you good. I resonate so much with being an older sibling and just feeling alone and having to do the things. And it makes the world a difference. Like my in the breakdown video, I mentioned my younger sister that I've struggled with for years, and she randomly one day just like text me like a Chipotle gift card, and she's like, "I know you literally don't be eating, so I need you to
Right.
stop what you're doing right now and go to Chipotle because I love Chipotle." And I
Hmm.
tell you, it made the most difference for my day. It happened to be one of the busiest days ever, but I was like, no, I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna get some air. And it's like little things like that
Little things.
mean
Yes.
a lot, you know?
Hmm. Because, when you're in that moment and you're taking care of somebody, money is the last thing on your mind. You want them to be okay. So I'm pretty sure, like, okay, yeah, you're sending money, but I need more. Where's the love? Where's the reassurance?
Where's
She should have
my
been there
mama?
for.
I tell you, mama had a horrible day today, and I was so terrified. Who
Yeah,
did I get to talk to in those moments? Because it's given.
right. And I think even with my anxiety, if something going on with my mama, I'm there. I mean, she gave birth to you. Like, come on, come on. And then you want to be there for your kids too. So imagine how they would feel. Like, how would you want them to treat you if you were in that situation?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Any other
And then I think
episode?
Viv made a good point about she just thought that Vi was strong. And I think we really have to get out of that as Black women because we do so much. We do so much for everybody else and it just doesn't get reciprocated. I think we were talking about that last time, when it was coming up with Viv and Phil, like just like she needed the support with her art and everything, so did Vi with taking care of her mom.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You're so right.
And by the way, I'm like, did Phil forget the whole conversation that they had in the hotel room? Because he went right back to saying, "Oh, you doing your art for this other man." When she clearly stated it wasn't about how he felt about her. She just wanted to do her art. She was missing it. Why didn't he support that? I still don't understand why he not supporting. Like you had this big whole conversation about let's be real. Let's be real. Let's put it all out there. But then you come back to the same old thing. So yeah, I'm gonna sleep in the art room where I can express my feelings freely through my art. That's what I'm gonna do. Until you can get it together, this is where I'm gonna be at.
Because this easel love me more than you do right about now. And
Thank you.
actually didn't want to support me. You never did. You're still so preoccupied with Reed. And if you don't want to
That ego.
go ahead and just say that because you're going around and around and around the bush, and that's where we're headed, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're bringing the noise to her creative space after she's trying to get this thing done. But I also felt like it was her release from all the tension that she was feeling
It
with
was.
Vi as well. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you gonna come in my creative space with your shenanigans? Oh,
Yes.
absolutely not. But then you want me to
I was like,
support me? You want me to believe that you have my back?
right.
Talking about, oh, you need me to have your back with Hilary. I did have your back with Hilary. You weren't privy to the rest of the conversation, but I did the best that I could.
That part. That part. And then when she was giving Hilary tough love, he goes behind and be daddy saver. You know what I'm saying? So where was her support when she was giving it to Hilary? Now when it's about you and it's affecting you, oh now you want the backup. It's the ego. It's the ego. Like, come on.
It's the
I
and I'm so glad I let a few episodes pass by before I started to address some of these men who've been coming for me and caping for Phillip because I saw this coming. I knew
mm-hmm.
signs were just so very clear, but he hadn't been so overt with it yet. And it's like, okay, now what you got to say? Because that's your king.
Right. And and since she sent him away from that hotel room, that just let us know that she knew that it wasn't really sinking in with him. She knew that. She knew that.
Clearly
She knew that.
save herself because she don't have no choice and she knows it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give a damn
Yep.
what's going on. She don't
You're not gonna change overnight because he obviously a creature of habit.
That part. Think you always like drop and you be on it. We see these characters, okay?
We see each other.
Yes. Any last thoughts before we hop off here?
No, I'm enjoying everything. I'm gonna go back to YouTube because I love the chat. Naya, that's my girl. I'm gonna have to come up with a song. I have a song that I drop in the chat.
Of course. If y'all want to join, how do I get? I don't even still know how to work this lovely thing. Deck Ink Fashions. You want to join? Hold on. I think she's dropping off. If you want to join and come on camera and chat with me, talk about the episode, then I'll over on Instagram at ericavane.com, my Instagram profile. You can just hop into the live that's on there now and then send me a request to join the chat. Hey y'all on IG. Okay. Tink loves. All right, Deck and Fashions, you are next up. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Y'all stop talking in the chat because y'all listening to the convo. Is the convo that good? Nia Love says, that's my issue too. They know they're going to take care of it, so they don't even think about it anymore. Tari, there's no way for you to watch it for free. You got to sign up for Peacock. I think they have a trial though, so you're gonna have to go ahead and check it out there. Um. Okay.
Hey,
How are you, Deck in Fashions? What's your name?
is Zion Ultima.
Oh, what's up?
It's my kid's name, so I have no idea what that means. But I'm too lazy to change it, so.
Got it. Got have a trial though, so you're gonna have to go ahead and check it out there. Okay.
Hey.
How are you, Deck in Fashions? What's your name?
Is Zion Ultima on
Oh,
Instagram.
what's up?
It's my kid's name, so I have no idea what that means. But I'm too lazy to change it, so that's how it is. But I had to wear my Baltimore hat to rep you. But I'm from Philly, but I had to rep my Baltimore hat for you. You know what I'm saying?
Come on with it. I love it. How are you doing tonight?
Good. So this episode touched me because as I was saying in the comments, like my mom, she went through this with my uncle. Like she took care of my grandfather up until he passed away, and my uncle lives in Atlanta, so she's doing all the stuff by herself, getting all stressed out, and it was just like he never came just to like give her a break. Like all she wanted, she didn't even want no money. All she wanted was just like a break. Like she every day she's going over there to the rehabilitation center, checking on him, making sure he good, all this other stuff. And she just wanted a break, like a week, something. And he would just try to send money. He wouldn't come in. So I felt where Will's mom was coming from. Like I felt that, like, I helped you through your art. Like clearly she helped them in the early on in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thanks I get is you basically acting like you don't know me or anything like that. She befriended Lisa's mom more than she did for her own sister, for her own blood. So that was it's a little weird. It got to be something deeper.
That's a dope call out. That's a really dope call out.
It got to be something deeper than just, oh, well, we had a little falling out. Like, what made y'all have a falling out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, was it because of Will's dad? Like, was it something else? Like, what caused that?
And then if it was because of Will's dad, then I'm gonna need you to go ahead and spin the block because you're within a marriage. While it isn't as bad as what that, I guess, traumatic situation was with her and Lou, you also have sacrificed yourself, has created a space where you're unhappy. So now you should be able to understand, why ain't we reaching out to Big Sis? Why are we not spinning the block and coming around like, okay, so because she was the one sewing into you in the beginning. She was the one really like just really supportive of you and your art and your talent. And it feels like of these whole 15 years, she would have probably been the only one. Well, Vivian said that her friends did ask, but like she would have been the one of like, girl, it's another year going by, you ain't painted yet, and your husband's still not.
And then, she was mad at Uncle Phil for not noticing that she's back into art. She ain't tell her sister she's back to painting. She ain't say nothing to her. Like, she would have been like, and she was your biggest fan, so you don't think she would have known, like, wanted to know, like, hey, I'm thinking about going back into painting. What you think? Like, or I'm trying to give it up. What you think about me giving it up? Like, there's something that's like there that kept them from each other. I don't know if they're gonna, hash that out in the next 2 episodes or whatever that's left. But
yeah,
there's something deeper than just, oh, we just stopped talking. Like, there's something deeper than that.
There definitely is. In my breakdown video, I talked about what I feel like Vivian might be experiencing is some type of like, well, I actually didn't say these words, but now I'm gonna say it. Maybe it's some type of survivor's remorse, but I mentioned in the video, it's like a guilt around the privileges that she's had now that she's been able to amass some more things and go on. Because that you bring up a really valid point of like, why didn't you reach back out to your sister? She is your biggest fan. She is the one who's been pushing you to do this whole time. And it's like, to me, what would logically make sense is that one, you feel like you can't be honest with her because of what the judgment you think you might get, or you feel like you can't be honest with her because you feel like you can't share some of the good because that makes it look, because you know she has so much less. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I'm like rubbing it in if I'm telling you this and that.
Yeah.
And also, it just came to my head. Maybe they had a falling out after their mom passed, so maybe that was the reason why they stopped talking.
That could have been.
You know, like, oh well, now that she passed, like I don't want nothing to do. Just kind of, I don't know, it's something like that. But
it could definitely be. I think that could be a big part. I think that Lou plays a huge part in the secret that they all have been holding about Will's dad. I think that is a huge part of it. I think how they handled the mom could definitely be a big part. And then I know that there's also a little bit of dynamics with siblings, or at least I've experienced it with mine, as communicated to me by mine, of competition and like feeling like younger siblings tend to think that they have to try to prove that they are just as good or something like that. And it's just like, okay. And if Vivian knows, or because in this episode, Vi is like, you have benefited from me sacrificing for you, from mom sacrificing for you, for Phillip sacrificing for you, and you've been given a lot. And if she knows that her sisters has literally worked for everything that she got, then I could totally see there being some type of competitive spirit behind her of like not wanting to speak to certain things because there's a certain level of like asterisks on whatever she does because she was already put in a position to win when Vi has to claw and scratch for everything that she gets.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And this whole time I was trying to defend Uncle Phil. Like that Michael Ealy with him eyes. I was trying to defend him, but I can't defend him after this. He had another bad episode. That's 2 for 2 now. Like he's not doing good right now. Even Carlton had a better episode than he did. Like
even Carlton, the initial villain, had a better episode than him, and he only had a better episode because he took a second to think. Why won't Phillip think? That's what I'm struggling with. And I'm not a black man, so I can't speak to it. But there's so many black men in my DMs and my comments that would come. They were on my head about that Reed stuff. And
because at first I thought I kind of knew you were joking when you was like, hey, Viv, you got this Michael Ealy out here. Because how serious you are, because I see your stuff with All American. And you wouldn't want nobody to do that with All American. But I was like, I know she's kind of joking, but I was like, I don't know, for real. But the last episode, it was just like, she's showing you that she's really just loving the attention that he's giving her art. I don't even think it's gotten to her mind yet of the attention that he's giving her, like personally. It's more about the art, and you not seeing that because I guess it is a man thing. Like we do, like if somebody's cheating, like if you feel like if your spouse or whatever is cheating on you, you go after the guy. You think it's the guy, like it is not the guy. It'd be like the female. Like the female, it don't be because of what the male's doing to get the attention. It's like maybe it's just the fact that they're just getting attention, period. Like, and they're not getting that from you. And she just wanted some attention if she's gonna break out and be bold and try this art thing again. And this guy sees that. You don't think she's gonna gravitate to that? You know what I mean? And you're not, like, you don't even know she's doing it. Like, just put 2 and 2 together.
That's what I'm saying. It seems so easy. Like, I know we get a bad rap as women, like, oh, we so complicated, but it just feels so. She literally gave him the blueprint of like, this is what this is doing for me, and he like, no, go all that. Like, huh?
And I mean, I guess as men, we can't see that it's something as simple as that. We think, no, it has to be sexual. It has to be sexual. It has to be sexual. And it's like, no, sometimes it really is as simple as, hey, he just sees me for me. Like,
a lot of times for women, there are connections that get built that have nothing to do with sex that are completely deeper than sex.
She's not, I don't even think she's thinking like, oh, well, maybe he could move. Like, I don't even think she's thinking like that. Like,
she's not at all.
You know, so
Not at all.
that
Which is also why I felt comfortable being like, you know what, Viv, go ahead, because she already presented to me like this was never going to happen. It was very interesting to me, the response that I got, but you know.
yeah, and then don't let them people come at you about the bro code. That like a lot of these guys come at you for the bro code. They don't even believe in the bro code. So please stop. Please stop.
So me and my homegirls was having this conversation in our group chat because when last time I checked in college and in high school, homies was passing girls around. Last time I checked.
First of all, y'all gotta be bros for you to have a bro code. Clearly, they ain't seen each other. I don't know. They ain't say exactly when the last time they seen each other, but it seemed like it was some distance between each other. They live on different coasts. There ain't no bro code. You let white dude say nigga. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm supposed to be loyal to him? Like,
you supposed to have a bro code. You ain't even a bro. Like, what?
We gotta be bro first before we can have a code. Like, make it make sense.
Period. No, that's family. You don't do that with family. All right. I don't know what to tell you.
You probably think of your little cousin Shamama or something.
Like, nemesis happens to be my cousin and wants my head. I ain't missing out on the love of my life, so you have to feel away.
Because you have to ask the question: would you date your enemy's girl? Yes.
100% of these people.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I would. 2 times over.
But he saw it. Or I'll make sure she saw it. Yes, they would.
Post it all on Instagram. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Literally.
Yeah, it was a great episode. People, like I said, I'm from Philly, so we loving it in here. I'm from West Philly too, so it's like we're definitely loving it in these streets. They can't get enough of it. I'm mad that it's only 10 episodes. Like, what happened to the 22 episodes they used to do back in the day? Yeah,
we gonna need that bigger order, Peacock. We gonna need it.
I don't think they knew what they had. They didn't know what they had.
I don't know if they trusted us. Honestly, I think that the network didn't trust the audience. They was like, all right, we're going to do it. But sometimes we be hit or miss because we don't be supporting some things how we need to be supporting them sometimes. You too. Hey, y'all. If you're in the IG, welcome. We are patching people in. Hello, Kofi, right? Yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me chat with the people in YouTube. What y'all saying in this chat? Nia Love says, I think they told Vi not to get with that man, but she did anyway, and then came all the drama. Okay. Why Not says, I think they were all involved in putting Lou in jail. Tar says, if Phil is from the country, then where is Vivian and Vi from? Oh, they're from Philly. They're from West Philly. Nice says, the male perspective is giving right now. Take notes. Come on, Zai. I appreciate you. We got Kofi also over here who's probably irritated with me because I said I didn't want to talk about that damn Will and Lisa no more. But, you know, it's all good. We're about to patch Kofi in for some more. Phil is from the country. Then where is Vivian and Vi from? Oh, they're from Philly. They're from West Philly. Nice as the male perspective is giving right now. Take notes. Come on, Zai. I appreciate you. We got Kofi also over here who's probably irritated with me because I said I don't want to talk about that damn Will and Lisa no more. But, you know, it's all good. We're about to patch Kofi in for some more male perspective. Hey, Kofi. How are you?
I'm cool. Just chilling in my crib. I'm in bed right now, but it's all good.
Okay. Yeah. What you want to add to the conversation? What you thinking?
Well, I thought this episode was really, really good. The part about Vi and Vivian and the mom situation, I can understand that. I mean, I kind of had a similar situation like that, but it was more so my uncle. God rest his soul. He passed this past June. Yeah, but no, he fought for about 10 years because he always had problems with his lungs. He had to get a lung transplant. And unfortunately, he died of complications from the surgery. But he fought for a good 10 years. And so my auntie and then my mom would periodically go to Baltimore, Maryland, and take care of him. But so yeah, but it wasn't a situation that we had that occurred in this episode, but I know the feeling of having to take care of an ailing loved one, so understood where Vi was coming from. As far as Phillip goes, I'm trying to give him benefit of the doubt, but maybe, especially his whole interaction with Geoffrey, that was way out of pocket. Considering that Geoffrey's always been your day one, man. Like, I don't know if I think it's in the series that Geoffrey and him go like back way, way back. Like maybe he knew him before he even had money and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to just like pull out that you work for me, dude, that's not gonna, that doesn't work. And shout out for Geoffrey because he was ready to say, "Nah, man, I don't care if you my boy. I don't care about this money. I'll walk away and keep my dignity." But Will came with him and like, "Look, man, I want to look for my father." So, as of loyalty to Will, I think that's why he's stuck around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen next episode. Maybe there might be some. Maybe because they've established that Geoffrey's like not only the house manager, but he's the security. So he might know some secrets about Phil and know where the bodies are buried. So maybe he brings up something about Will's dad and he's like, "Yo, you better watch how you talk to me because I know some things about you that your family wouldn't particularly be fond of knowing about." So maybe he brings that to the table. I don't know. I'm just speculating right now. So
yeah, maybe I don't know if Geoffrey's that kind of character to try to blackmail him.
I'm
But I
not
do
saying
think
blackmail.
that
I was just saying like you better before you like pass judgment on everybody else. You might want to really
check your own backyard.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I
what
could
I meant.
totally see that. I could totally see that. I also can see him for whatever reason. I feel like Geoffrey's going to be very honest. Like, Will came to me to find his father, and I'm going to do it. And then Phillip is going to have a whole moment. He can be like, "Yeah, nah, cut that out," because I said what I said.
Nah, that's probably where that's gonna be the point of contention. Now I'm even more curious about what's this, because it makes it seem that they did something so bad to Will's dad that like, because when Vivian said that Will will hate us for it, I'm like, geez, what did y'all do? Is there like an affair or something, or what's going on? Because it's got to be, if it's that serious that y'all don't want Will to know about it, then I'm trying to figure out what's all the hoopla, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he gonna hate all three of y'all. Like,
yeah,
what is this?
that's what I'm saying.
Phillip did something and all y'all knew about it, so then that's like a little residual hate because y'all knew and didn't tell me. But I feel like they all have a piece of it. Like,
Yeah. And maybe, and we all remember how the OG Fresh Prince handled Will's dad coming back. So maybe they might do a twist on it. They won't. I don't think they'll probably do the exact same thing. Maybe they'll twist it up and bring it up to a more modern day, 2022, world where they could have liberties to change it up a little bit and could have residual effects of what happens in the next season. So
yeah.
I think that's where they're going. And then briefly, I'll speak on Carlton. I thought it was pretty mature of him he saw the situation with Vivian and his mom. He was the voice of reason giving his mom advice. And then I guess he just spoke his piece about Will coming to Bel Air and how it kind of sent him into a downward spiral. And although he did have an issue with him and Will hooking up with Lisa, but he, I guess, has gotten to a place where he's let it go. And all he just asked that Will just don't be like me because I put her through a lot. So I thought Carlton was pretty good in this episode, I
He's
know
on his redemption arc. I think the next thing I would like to see from Carlton, for me to really kind of like get on his team, I would need him to, if he really wants some of these things that he feels so envious about Will with, I would want to see him ask for help. Like, I would want him to be like, "Yo, how are you so good with crowds?" Or like, just ask for help in some of the ways. That to me will let me know that you actually understand, because while he did address it, he to me kind of put it off on Will of like, "You became my problem because I was already having problems," but he didn't really address his problem and what he plans to do about it. And his let it go kind of feels more like, I'm gonna go ahead and ignore it and I ain't gonna cause no more problems. But that's not gonna, that still isn't addressing the pain and what he has going on that is the motivation for him to do some of the things that he has done before as a menace. So that's my only thing. I want to see like what's that next step look like, because I don't know if we are on stable ground with him just going to ignore it.
Yeah, but I can understand. I mean, I've never been in his situation, but if that were me and my cousin or my brother, I had this girl that I loved for many years, and then it doesn't work out.
You dragged her ass through the mud.
Well, I wouldn't have done, like, I wouldn't do that.
But see, you cannot adjust the settings.
No, it
on the circumstances.
But me,
because
like,
he all but admitted that he was a menace to that girl. So if you gonna say if you was in a situation, go ahead and say if I was with
okay,
Lisa
if I was,
and I
all
was
right. Honestly, I'd feel a way about it because it's one thing if it's some other dude, fine. It's like just some random dude, okay, fine. But if it's your blood, yeah, it hits different. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. I've said it in the comment section. I know he's not changing your mind about it, Erica. Just me. That's where I'm like, yeah, my ethics.
Okay, but
it wouldn't sit right with my
cousin. Coco, you said you and your cousin, you have a relationship with this cousin?
Yeah, like we tight.
They are not tight. They were not tight. You cannot adjust the settings and try to apply your bro code to a completely different circumstance.
Okay, then let me ask you, if that was you and you had an ex and then your cousin or whatever that went out with your ex, you saying you'd be cool with that?
The cousin that I don't know.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That when they arrived in whatever, if they arrived to Baltimore and I was like, oh, she's too motherfucking cute for me, I got a problem with her, I'm gonna make her life a living hell. I don't have no right if she happens to stumble upon my leftovers and make something out of it or make it look better to now double back and be like, oh no, you can't do that. Meanwhile, I have not engaged with her and trying to welcome her into this family, help her get established in Baltimore, and I have been an utter menace to her. How do I have any type of expectation on this person?
I guess we just see this different, you know. That's just me. I don't
This was my okay, so like the example that y'all are giving, which is what I'm saying about y'all adjusting the settings. I have cousins that I'm very close with. We are in a group chat today. Like, if my cousin Crystal decided tomorrow that she wanted to date my ex, we would have problems. But we have grown up together. We have fought. We have made up. We have literally experienced things. I have cried to her about this boy. Literally experienced life and done things. She has seen it. So to me, that is where all of the principle and the code come in, because once you're privy to the experience, to the relationship, to all of what that meant for me and for that person, that to me is what creates the barrier that somebody shouldn't cross. But if you never got any of that backstory and you don't even have that relationship, then there is no barrier there yet because you have yet to put in the work to create it.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's fair. So from the perspective, from Will and Carlton's perspective, fine. Will doesn't have a reason to feel guilty. So I guess maybe, if anything, the ethic question could go to Lisa, considering she's known Carlton for a long time. I mean,
and she knows that is a different question, but nobody ever asked me that question.
Okay, I'm just saying. So for me, I have to be looking at Lisa like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, I know Carlton was a menace and he did some emotional, what's the word? Emotional, kidnapping or whatever. Drama, yeah. But you think it makes the situation any better that you date his cousin? Like, that's just going to bring more.
It might not, but then also then we gotta get to a whole nother thing, because this is now your ex that you have put through the ringer, right?
Yeah.
It might look bad because she hopping from homies or cousins or whatever, but if she choosing what's good for her and her mental health, what do she owe Carlton? You were a menace. You continue to try to be a menace by manipulating my emotions and my trauma around my mama. But I'm supposed to care when this boy is giving me everything that I have wanted.
But she knows how this dude be acting when he's.
I understand how it looks wrong, but at that point, as a woman, make the best decision for you, boo. And I'm always here for Black women being loved on and loved correctly. So guess what?
So if the roles were reversed, would we be riding hard for Carlton if he was the one that was like, let's say the female was doing the same thing she was doing, and then she decided to, like, we would be giving him the same support. Like there's no difference.
If Will was a menace.
Yeah, no, Carlton, I'm saying
if Carlton with the Philly, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying if Carlton was doing to Lisa if Lisa was doing to Carlton what Carlton was doing to Lisa, and then Carlton decided to go and date someone that was a family member of Lisa, like we would be cool with it. Like we wouldn't have an issue with that, right? Because
if it came up in the story and Lisa was an utter nutcase and put that man through the ringer and had all of his anxiety coming up, and her cousin happened to be his piece, guess what? Choose your piece, King. Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I am an equal opportunity.
Okay.
We more happy humans on this earth. Okay.
That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know. I mean, I just want to be equal opportunity. I don't know. For me, I'm just sensitive because, you know, brothers be getting the hard time with relationships, and like everybody is always trying to put it on us if the relationship don't work, and that they be saying we don't want to be accountable, but sometimes, you know, we be going through it. It's just that we just want to be tough, and you don't want to show our, you know, vulnerabilities. So,
but who is that on?
That's on us. But I think but the thing is like we society. It's like the society we're in, like, you're not supposed to show that side. We're supposed to just put your head down and like deal with it, like not because if you show that vulnerability, it's a sign of weakness. I don't know why they think it's a sign of weakness, but that's what people think. So,
and you're right about that, and I think that is also why I am so very keyed into the nuance of situations, and I'm not just taking what society say, even when it comes to these bro codes and X, Y, and Z, because society will steer you wrong every single time. And then to me, you're right about, you know, Black men needed to be strong and not showing having this narrative created where they don't show their feelings or don't be vulnerable, because then otherwise you look weak. But that it's really going to be up to y'all, because a lot of Black women have experienced that as well, especially dark-skinned Black women. Like, I know that journey, right? I'm supposed to be the strong one.
Yeah.
I make an active effort to not only create safe spaces for me and my homegirls within our relationships, but also with every Black man that I'm in relationship with, friendship with, family with. I create space to, like, for you to share your feelings, because it's important. And once you arrive, Black man, at that place where you understand society's expectations, but then you also understand what you need and the need to be vulnerable, then it's time for you to do the work to figure out who your tribe is that's going to support you getting what you need versus whatever the hell society got going on.
All right, fair enough. Last thing I'll say before I let somebody else jump on is I'm interested to see what's going to happen in episode 10. I saw your synopsis video about episode 10, how everybody's together, but Will goes off to, you know, look for his dad. I'm predicting by the end of episode 9, we're going to see, it's going to end on the cliffhanger. Will's dad pops up, and then 10 will be the continuation of that. And I'm just going to ask you, like, if you had to take a stab in the dark, what's this big secret or thing that about Will's dad that they don't want Will to know? If you just had to put your finger on it, if you had to guess, because I have no idea what could be so bad that they would have to hide this for him for all these years.
Honestly, I don't know either, but while I was talking with Zai, I started thinking about a few of, like, different scenarios that I feel like would intensify the drama. Part of me wonders if it was so bad, then why haven't y'all kept tabs on what Lou got going on? So that's one, because he would still have to go find Lou at this point.
Yeah.
So to me, that part is interesting that they haven't been keeping tabs on him. And I don't know what has happened in the past, but part of me feels like when we see Lou, he won't be what you would think he would be. So like maybe fresh out of jail or a bum or whatever. What if he's actually really accomplished? What if he's been doing great? Like, to me, I think that would be a huge disruption to everything, and then also create additional tension with Will, because you ain't not come back for me because you don't have anything. You didn't come back for me because your life ain't right. You ain't come back for me because you on drugs or whatever. You literally moved on and are living great, and you're able to do so without me? How? So that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. I don't know what it could have been. I partly feel like maybe it could have been jail. It could have, I don't.
You know what? I'm going to take a stab at it. There's either one or two things. One, there's an affair, and that'd be the messy thing. Or two, and I don't know if anybody's ever brought this up. What if Lou took a charge for Phil, like in the past? Like they, like both of them, like something happened, and Phillip, being the man that he is, Lou decided to take a charge, and he ends up going to jail for something Phil did, and then maybe that's the big thing that causes what happened. It would not be a surprise to me.
It would. That sounds.
Phil can't be this perfect. Everybody in this series has had some sort of flaw. Well, maybe except for Aunt Vi did have a flaw about how she always has to speak what's on her mind. But yeah, that would be the one. That would be the one where maybe that's what it is. That something happened in the past. Shit got real, freaky, and then Lou decided, okay, I'm gonna do this for you, Phil, but just know that I'm not gonna forget about it or something. I think that's what it is. I'm more inclined to think it's something like that, where
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's a great theory. Thank you, Kofi.
Yeah, it is what it is. But let me get off this live now. So
I don't know how to do it, so
I'll probably just
okay. All right, y'all. If you want to join in with me, I'll probably take a few more people on to IG and continue the conversation before we wrap that part of it up. Really great conversations tonight too. Like, come through with y'all being my little co-host or whatever. Zaya says, I'm dating my enemy's ex all day and night, winning over the ops. Hello. Nia Love says, y'all just gonna have to wait. Y'all just gonna have her over it. It's over. It's done. It's written. They clearly are supposed to be together and are better for each other. They are so much better for each other. So regardless, it's like we don't make the rules. Will is in love with this girl. Like, do you see how he looks at her? Like, I want every black girl to get what Will, like, every black girl should have a little boy looking at her like that. Or a little girl, whatever she prefer, looking at her like she be getting looked at. Like, come on. Erica's equal opportunity for happiness on this here earth, okay? But they living under the same roof now. Awkward, cool, but Will happy. Shit, I'll take awkward any day if I'm good in my relationship. Lauren says, "Yep, I got a feeling the cliffhanger will be us seeing Will dead. I hope so." Tink Loves Music says, people need to stop seeing others as property. Lisa's not owned by Carlton. Once they broke up, he should have let go. And if he was a real friend, Carlton would want her to be happy. Period. We don't make the rules, y'all. We don't make the rules. Yeah, you can definitely see. That's a really great, right? Kofi gave a really great theory of, like, did he take a charge for Phil? Also, people were saying, did Phil pay him to go away? Melissa says maybe a payoff and a threat to send him to jail for some secrets that they have over him. I could totally see that. Lou took the charge the way Sean took the charge for Diddy back in the day. Listen. Nia, Will was so proud when he introduced her. And then also, like, seeing them meet, I was like, why do I feel like Lisa favors his mama? So now it's a done deal because y'all know, whether we want to believe it or not, we do gravitate towards people who are like our parents. So not necessarily like in physical looks, but like in just certain traits and personality, especially like if you get the nurturing vibe similar, I could totally see him being like, oh, I'm there. Ting says, one theory that I have is Lou helped Phil take down someone big to stop them from endangering the family. That's how Phil came up in law. Lou may be loose in the lips, and that can bring Phil down. Maybe. If you want to come on camera and share any of your thoughts and theories, or just reflect on the episode or anything that we have been talking about thus far, I will give it another like 5 minutes on IG. I'm live right now at ericavane.com. Follow me and then jump into the live and request so I'll know that you want to get in on the conversation and we can keep it going. Let me see what else y'all said while we were chatting. Some people just gonna have to be mad about Will and Lisa because it is what it is. Carlton's feelings don't matter in this situation. Listen, they don't, child. Will and Lisa developed organically. I can see if he sought her out after knowing she was Carlton's ex, but you can't turn off feelings like that. That is so true. Carlton was not that into Lisa, but when he saw Will and Lisa's chemistry, Carlton got jealous. I love Will and Lisa's connection, but awkward. Let it go, Carlton. Go find your white girl. No, he is holding out. Like, Aisha's gonna set Carlton straight. Carlton in this episode talking about some, Will said he's trying to work on his bunnies. Like, y'all, that sent me. Like, the way that Carlton talks, I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to ridicule him for his personality because it is who it is. I mean, it is what it is. He is who he is. But him trying to like use AAVE and just like getting it all types of conservative wrong every single time literally sends me. It's the comedic relief that I need in the episode. It's like talking to Vine, like, yeah, Will's talking about improving his bunnies. And he has no idea what that means. Like, yo, he's trying to get a better vertical, yo. Like, what the hell, Carlton? I can't. Phil's response to G depends on how serious the issue is with Lou. Phil may be trying to protect a lot, including something Viv was involved in, so I'm waiting. Why not? So if that's the case, up until now, Geoffrey has been your 100% confidant. Geoffrey feels like the only person in his life that he does not lie to, he does not sugarcoat it with, because Geoffrey is the one helping him figure it out and like fix stuff, right? So even if you are trying to protect, then you need to use more words, my G, and explain it to him why we're not going to allow this boy to have access to his father. Like, make it plain if you really protecting. You know? So I said you gotta keep them apart though. They was kissing like that. They want to make a baby. Now listen, Will and Lisa do be going at each other, and I'm just like, well, young love. Hopefully we don't get no pregnancy out of it. Teen says Lisa was giving thirst though. She was trying to get it in at every turn. I love it. Well, it's her man, so if you ain't thirsty for nobody, you know, you need to at least be thirsty for your man. Lisa wants her some Will, okay? Every chance she gets. Carlton's gift was thoughtful. I'll give him that. Wait, what was Carlton's gift? Y'all, after they pulled out them damn Jordans and Viola lost her mind, I don't think I registered any other gift after that. So what was the other gift? do it once, we doing it all the time now. She hit for some Will. Period. Period. But wait, I can't remember what the gift was that Carlton got him. I don't know, y'all. I literally only can remember that photo and then them Jordans, because then all hell broke loose after those Jordans, and I was just like, what is happening? I'm definitely seeing it for Will and Carlton's friendship. The breakfast scene and that gift was a good beginning for their relationship. Carlton gave him some ankle weights. Oh yeah, because that's where the whole bunnies thing came from. Oh, okay. I remember now. Yeah, because he wanted to work on his bunnies. Carlton. Y'all, I was too busy cackling, child. Ooh. Hey, Lou. We're talking about Bel Air. All right, y'all. I'm about to shut down the IG Live. So if you would like to join me or drop any of your last thoughts on camera, then join the IG Live and request me now. Because other than that, I'm going to shut it down so that we can finish talking about the episode and wrap things up, shall. I'm hoping, like, I definitely think that I have more hope and I see more potential now than I did at the beginning of the season when it comes to Will and Carlton. I think that Carlton is going to have to continue to do some soul searching. I'm hoping that Carlton will also seek help, whether it's help from Will socially or help from a therapist, help from his parents. Like, the thing that I feel for Carlton the most about is how he feels the pressure to be perfect. Even when, like, Vi was like, yeah, Will told me you're at the top of your class, and he's like, well, actually, I'm tied for third, but, you know, I'm hoping to reclaim valedictorian. I'm just like, you ain't got to be valedictorian. You number 3 is still dope. Release it, King. Release it. If it's too much for you to bear, then maybe that's not your ministry. If it's not even something that you want, but it's something that you're trying to maintain or you're trying to achieve for other people, release it. Because it's going to do you no good once you achieve it, or if you freaking perish trying to achieve it, right? So yeah, that's the thing I think that I feel the most for Carlton with, is him feeling the pressure to be perfect, feeling the pressure to just live up to this name that he's created for himself in reference to excellence. And I need him to release. Like, I need him to ask for help, and I need him to release all of it. Release the expectation. Anything that he feels like he's aspiring to that he don't actually want, let it go. If it's something your mama wants, she be all right. If it's something your daddy wants, she be all right. What do you want, Carlton? What do you see for yourself? What do you hope for yourself? If you don't know what you want, what do you want to try? Let's start doing that. Let's do some more trying and some more failing. Let's do some living. How about that? That's what I want for Carlton. Can we talk about the photo and who took the photo? Come on, Tamara. Come on, Tamara, because yes, we can. Yes, we can. I'm going to be... No, Young Breeze, I'm not shutting down because you joined. I'm shutting down because there's nobody in the queue right now who wants to come on camera, and I'm only using this live to be able to put people on camera. So I am live right now on YouTube, and if we're just typing in the chat, then I want to be able to give my full attention over there. Come and join me, youtube.com/ericavane.com, as we finish out the live talking about Bel Air. Child, sorry y'all, I'm trying to find a cover for this so I can save this live. But yes, we're gonna talk about that photo because I'm so glad that you brought it up. I'm glad you brought it up because I've been thinking about it for a hot minute. Okay, let's talk about the photo and who took it because we ain't getting no answer, and I definitely think that Lou took it. Lou took the father, and Lou took the photo. And while we talking about the photo, let's talk about Vi's description of Lou. He's a half-ass dreamer. That's given maybe he tried and failed a bunch of things. It's not necessarily given criminal. It's not necessarily given completely no good. Maybe at a time that they were together, he just couldn't make the connection with whatever he was dreaming about. What are your thoughts around that, y'all? What are your thoughts around the photo? And then also Vi's description of Lou. Oh yes, the white boy is the friend from Will's basketball team. And if Carlton don't watch his back, he gonna be a closer best friend. Well, him and Jazz are gonna be in that spot that he could 100% hold for Will if he actually wants to be his friend. Uh, did we talk about Hilary being homeless? We're gonna talk about that next. Not that we talk about Hilary being homeless. Ciao. Um, Vi was wrong for comparing sentiment against money. Be proud of your gift, Vi. That's something only she could give. Yes. Yeah, but her insecurities jumped out of her in that moment, child. It totally jumped out. Zai said, did Lisa give him a gift or was it you know? It was definitely you know. Like, he ain't want nothing else from Lisa. Yo, these kids are getting like rabbits in that house. Wow. Wow. How do we think Carlton will get help? Do we think that he will ask for it or will his parents catch him using? I have no idea when it comes to Carlton, child. You feel like, Nia Love says, I feel like her saying that he had debts, meaning he had a gambling problem. Okay. Maybe. That could be it. That could be 100% it. I'm trying to put two and two together now. Like, if he had debts, Phillip helped him out with the debts, but when did they all meet? We need a timeline. Like, because Phillip has known him, but Phillip didn't grow up with them, but it's clear that I think that Lou grew up with Vivian and Vi. So I'm going to need them to give us a damn timeline. Half-ass dreamer equals scammer, says Brenda. That could be true. You definitely know that Lou took the pick, and I think she said he was a gambler. Okay. I feel like she's saying he had debts, meaning he has a gambling problem. But I was definitely deflecting when talking to Will about his dad. She sugarcoated her description, probably. And we didn't get any more after he said, he don't want to hear that. Like, Will said, I don't give about none of that. Tell me the truth. I'm 17. Tell me what it is and what it ain't. So, Tamara, to answer your question, we definitely think that Lou took the photo. We think that Lou is a gambler. I really need to know when Lou met Phil, because that to me will open up a lot of things and give me more room to make some type of predictions around that. I don't know. So, I don't know how Carlton is going to get help, if he's going to actually get help. I actually don't see him trying to get help in season 1. Maybe the cliffhanger for Carlton is that he finally comes to the realization that he needs help, and it's like I don't want him to overdose or anything, but maybe he's sent into some type of spiral again, and then it's just like, oh, I got to do something. Okay, and then y'all want to talk about Hilary being homeless? I mean, technically, she's not homeless. She's probably at the Four Seasons, and I cannot with her with Daddy's credit card. But I'm proud of her for walking away from the table. I would much rather her walk away from the table, tell Daddy that she needs $50,000 versus running up the Four Seasons bill, because the Four Seasons is literally about $4,000 a night, and just tell Daddy you need $50,000 and take your behind back to this pool house and figure it out. She could have turned that pool house into her own little influencer house. Like, I get that she wanted to spread her wings and whatnot, but girl, you literally have plenty of space and opportunity. You could purchase equipment. Like, it's really just about you cranking out content, boo. It's about you getting focused and just doing it. You didn't need that house with them people. Clearly, they needed you more than anything. I mean, now she does. She's walking away from the influencer house and she has a connection, so she can even invite people over for doing collabs or whatever. I think that she needs to start to reach out on her own a little bit more. She can start to work with Jazz. Listen, the world is her oyster. Come tell Daddy you need $50,000 to get Kyle off your damn back and stop running up that Four Seasons bill, because we see what you're doing, girl. You can't halfway say that you out on your own trying to figure it out, trying to find a place, but you at the damn Four Seasons running up your daddy credit card, girl. Maybe Lou had crazy debt with dangerous people and Vi ex Phil and Viv to bail him out because they were threatening him. Maybe. Something tells me there's going to be something visually like what happened to Will in episode 1, which also is a trigger for Vi when she sends Will off. Like, maybe she experienced the same thing with Lou, like getting into the mix with some drug people, some gangs. Like, he might have been a gambler, but he could have been also borrowing money or supposed to be a dope boy and not paying, who he's supposed to pay or whatever. Ended up in jail, and that also could lend itself to why she decided to take his ass right from the jail to the airport, because she wasn't going down this route again. Why she ain't read her contract though? Her daddy a lawyer. That's the law in the house. How? It's not even a why. It's like, how did you not read this contract, sis? What did you have to do? Put together your outfit that you couldn't read the contract at that moment? Jazz is definitely going to help her figure it out. Then they're going to be smushing. As long as she don't go back into her elite bag, and I don't think she's done with it. I think that we're going to see Hilary act out a little bit more as she struggles a bit to like find her footing. I don't think that she's completely out of her little I was tripping. I think it's going to pop every now and again, and he going to have to be like, all right now. Hill and Jazz could throw some crazy good parties. The food and music would be lit. Hello. That's dope, actually. Shanoa says, I literally called Hilary dumb for not reading her contract. I love her, but babe, your dad is a lawyer. Like, nobody has sympathy for you not seeing that $50,000 clause in the contract because your dad is a lawyer. At the bare minimum, if you didn't read it, why didn't you have one of your dad's law clerks or somebody read it? Somebody, child. You could have had Ashley read it. What was you thinking, Hill? Smashing right in the back of Jazz's taxi. Oh, but they definitely gonna be getting it in. I don't think it's gonna be smooth sailing, because it's gonna be the whole two worlds collide type of thing. But they definitely gonna be getting it in. Yeah, Lawrence, they be playing games. They released the trailer last week for episode 8 so late, so I'm not expecting them to release episode 9 until tomorrow night, if then. Yeah, Nia Love, he's still gonna need to check her one good time. For real. Let me check Peacock again while we are on here. and see if they drop the trailer, which they probably have not, because Peacock does not love us like we love it. Nope. No trailer. Anything else that we miss? I'm looking forward to for season 2 so we can get more of Ashley, because child, Ashley just be sitting there adding in little ad libs here and there. We ain't getting nearly enough of her story. But again, we are getting a ton, so I'm not ungrateful, Peacock. I appreciate you even giving us what you have given us thus far. All right, last but certainly not least, what do y'all rate this episode before we go ahead and get out of here? We've been going for 2 hours. What do you rate the episode? Shanoa says, Hilary definitely needs Jazz in her life. Coming from her background, baby girl has no street smarts, period. The real question is, did Phil actually go to Roscoe's? He loves to get sidetracked with the wrong stuff. And listen, Roscoe's is popping. I don't eat chicken, y'all, but because I am pescatarian. But when I first moved here, I used to go to Roscoe's just to get waffles and macaroni and cheese. And them waffles are banging. Like, banging. Now I don't do dairy, but Roscoe's is actually really good. They barely dropped the episode this morning. We got to manage our expectations. Nia, they barely dropped the episode this morning. I was waiting up so annoyed, ready to punch my TV. Like, what y'all not going to do is drop this crack off in the streets and then leave us out here starving when we know we in line waiting. Like, this might be a bad reference, but The Wire, testers come out, drop it. Like, don't be having us waiting. Don't be doing that. Episode was a 9, Tamara says a 9, Keisha says a 9, Zai says a 9.5, Tink says it was a 9 for you, Why Not says it was a 6, okay. Melissa says it was a 9, Why Not says previous episodes are 7 or greater. I actually thought that this was a still an increased episode. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9.75. I don't know how much better we get from here, honestly. Kofi says Jazz might help her out with the 50 G's. I'm glad she apologized, and definitely Jazz and Hilary are going to date. By the way, I can't help but laugh at the height difference. Overall 10 rating. Listen, there's some tall queens that don't mind a short king. Unfortunately, I am not of that tribe. But shout out to them. Shanoa says, I also thought it was hilarious that you said last week something like, you doing all this for Victoria's Secret, not even Savage X Fenty. And then Coco has a Savage X Fenty sponsorship. I downloaded it. I have a video coming specifically because I saw that today and I was like, thank you. You left that house and got you a Savage X Fenty sponsorship. It's making sense. See, you got it. You got it. You got it. You know you a real one, Shanoa. You be paying attention. I appreciate that. Coco was on her Insta stories today like, Savage X Fenty. And we are here for it. Queen. Brenda says 7.5. Jazz Jordan says 8.5. Shanoa says maybe an 8.5 for you. Nia Love says an 8. My favorite episodes was 6 and 7. Okay. All right, y'all. Be sure to hit the like button on this video. Thank y'all again for joining me for another dope live. Can you not pull out anything? No, go that way. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Go. Child, I can't. Having a dog is so interesting. Hit the like button on this video, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me for another dope live with these amazing conversations that y'all love to have with me and I love to have with y'all. I do have my episode breakdown, so if you haven't seen that before this live, go check it out after the fact. Once the trailer drops, I got y'all with the trailer breakdown, of course. And then also I have the episode 9 and 10 synopsis breakdowns on the channel as well, so you can check that out. On ericavane.com, I have the list of all the episodes, and you can read out all of the synopses so that you can also see the track for, the storylines and the arcs. EricaVane.com is there for you to stay up to date as well. So go ahead and check that out if you're looking for additional information. Yes, happy birthday, Melissa. I love you. We love you. You are so, so, so dope. Just dope. You know what? Actually, I'm sorry. She wasn't in here before. So we're going to have to run it back, y'all. We're going to have to run it back because she was not in here before. Where is... Not me having little technical difficulties now that I'm... What? Happy birthday to you. Okay, I'm not going to completely sing because I can't sing, but happy birthday, Melissa. I love you so very much. The community loves you so very much, and I'm so grateful that you have found me online and have been able to join this community. You are such a sweet, loving, kind, intellectual, beautiful, thoughtful, intentional person. And I want to make sure that we take a second to celebrate you and wish you a happy, amazing, love-filled, light-filled birthday. Amazing year, another phenomenal year around the sun. Many, many more to come. Happy birthday, boo. Happy birthday, Shanoa. What? See, I gotta get my little email newsletter thing together. I have this whole thing I wanted to do so I could keep track of y'all's birthdays, and I am dropping the bloody ball, okay? Shanoa, can you hit me up on IG, like DM me a photo of you so I can throw a spotlight for you specifically on IG stories? Happy birthday, y'all. I hope you feel so loved and adored and cherished and just amazing. Birthdays are everything, okay? Birthdays are just everything. So happy birthday. I love you as well. I'm so glad that you have found the community and you are able to share your thoughts and perspective and we are able to chop it up. Oh my goodness. Y'all are just so amazing. All right. I'm getting out of here. DM me, Shanoa, please. And I'll see y'all next week. Monday night, we're talking about All American Universe. Thursday night, we'll be back here to talk about Bel Air. I'm thinking about doing a rewatch in my sister's spot because I typically go live on Wednesdays, but sister's in hiatus right now, so we could potentially bring back the rewatches and the connections that way and watching the show together. That could be dope. Maybe we rewatch the episode of Bel Air or something new. Check out the community tab. Subscribe if you're not already. Good night. Have a great, amazing Friday. See y'all next week or in my next video.